Robbie, why is it one mower can cost you £300, yet another costs you £15,000? Are people getting ripped off?
That's the $15,000 question. I recently watched a video by Daniel Hibbert, which was a cracking video, and it was all about cylinder versus rotary. And I thought to myself, we could make a video about antique versus new, and plus rotary versus cylinder, and some of the things that maybe Daniel missed out on.
So is that why you've dragged this thing out? It's probably older than me, but definitely not as old as you.
That mower's a classic, a bit like myself, and it only cost me £300.
So we're putting these head to head. We've got the petrol rotary Hayter, the rotary Kress 60-volt battery machine, a cylinder mower, and a £15,000 cylinder mower that you're going to see later.
So how are we going to score these then?
Rotary versus cylinder, old versus new, and real-world mistakes that will ruin your day when it comes to cutting your lawn.
There's two things that are going to help you get better lawn stripes. Whenever you feed your lawn, you're going to get stripes that bounce out of the ground. And also, cutting height has a lot to do with getting really good stripes. I recommend for most average or everyday lawn, cut your grass between 20 to 50 mil. Whenever you're trying to stripe your grass, the more grass there is there, because whenever the roller goes over, it bends over. And that's whenever you get that nice deep stripe. Now, if you want more tips and advice like this, check out my free learning hub. Masterclasses, courses, absolutely everything you need to get a good lawn. Now let's go and have a look at these lawnmowers. To kick this off, we're going to start with the John Deere antique mower. Now before I start, I'm going to say that I don't think it's suitable for every one of my viewers, more which you'll understand later. So come on over, we'll have a look. Well, this mower cost me around £300 whenever I bought it during COVID, but the downside was I needed to spend a few pounds on it. Now, I'm pretty fortunate that I'm in the trade and know some really good mechanics that work in tools like this all the time. For Joe Blogg's ban, a machine like this here, you might end up having a machine that you can't get fixed. So that mower is an antique, and getting parts for it is an absolute disaster. And then getting it fitted, sharpened, and all the service and work done is hard unless you know someone in the trade. If you don't know someone in the trade, you're going to have to walk into a main dealer and pay commercial rates, which can be extremely expensive. So that is one of the biggest downsides of that mower. And I'm going to show you another downside that you probably never even thought of. Something that catches a lot of people out. This is a very wide mower, built for cutting grains. So it's got travel wheels on it. Whenever these wheels come off, there's still bars coming out. This machine's not going to fit through most garden gates, because as we've seen, it's over 90 centimeters wide, so that can be a major issue if you have a narrow gate. Obviously, with any petrol machine, you've got the usual yearly servicing. Generally, I'd always say an old lawnmower will cut every bit as good as a new lawnmower, but I'm going to put a caveat on that, because the Hayter Harrier here, great little mower, fantastic stripe, but in the wet, it just doesn't do it.
So I'm going to show you why this doesn't just cut so well in the wet. So compared to other mowers, from down where the blade is, all the way up to here, that's got quite a high step to get up over before getting into the grass box.
Next up, we'll have our Kress. Now this isn't a brand new lawnmower, it's about a year old, we've been using it. We shout out the lovely folks over at Kress UK, it was supplied to us from them for sponsorship. Biggest drawback about this machine is it doesn't stripe out of the box, but we have a plan. That is a lot of the negatives out of the way for each of these machines. Now our next job is, well, Jason's job is, because he's the tool guy, we're going to see if we can get the Kress lawnmower to stripe up.
Out of the box, the Kress mower doesn't stripe, so we fitted this aftermarket roller about a year ago. And now we want to see if we can take it a stage further.
So the next step we're going to do, now this brush has a couple of different uses. I'm going to say it didn't fit. I bought it online from a company, it didn't fit. I knew it wasn't going to fit before I bought it, but I went ahead and bought it anyway because I've got Jason, and Jason loves toying things. This video could all come crashing down because this is the first time we've actually tested this out, so we're going to see in real time. Up, I've got the Kress. Go! So we did a gap in between so as we could see it a bit better, but I actually think maybe we should have put them side by side. But gonna say we haven't tried this before. We didn't know how this is gonna pan out. The brush is doing an absolutely amazing job. We're gonna show it without the brush, and then I'll explain to you why I think the brush does such a good job. So the brush we bought, you can adjust it and lift it up, although I think going by this test we might not be lifting it up too much. The Hayter and the roller both give pretty similar stripes,
Yes, they do.
but we know from experience that because the Hayter is a bit heavier than that roller, those stripes are going to stay in the ground
Yeah, they'll last longer.
But I'm going to say I'm absolutely blown away by the stripes caused by the brush and the roller on the ground. I don't know why or not the camera picks it up, but on the ground, those stripes are absolutely bouncing. The quality cut is just out of this world. I think what we'll do now is we'll give this another cut across the same stripes and see what it looks like with a double cut on them. So brush off and then cut a stripe. Go ahead, Jason. You always need the sun behind you to get the stripes that bounce out. So with the sun behind me now, you can really see the stripes bouncing. That optical illusion. So I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up. On the double cut with the roller and no brush, the Hayter is getting a better cut, just a deeper colour. I'm going to say I'm absolutely blown away. With the brush, it's about the closest thing I've ever seen to a cylinder mower. Absolutely amazing, the quality cut on it. Because what the brush does is it lifts the grass up. So why we vertically cut lawns, because we know the way grass lies down flat and it's really hard to get a good cut on. So whenever you're putting the brush down and those stiff bristles, they're actually lifting it up. Now this came years ago. I filmed the video at Donegal Golf Course, and some of the other golf courses we film at, they all have brushes for the front of their greens mowers for this very reason. They don't use it all the time, although I'd be really tempted to use that all the time. But what it does is it lifts up all the way grasses so as the lawnmower can come behind and get a good cut. Absolutely blown away by the quality cut with the brush and the roller on these stripes here. This is just amazing. So let's go and get the John Deere. Oh, I've come to Belvoir Park Golf Course. Any regulars of the channel will know this golf course. We've filmed here in the past. Course manager here, Aaron Small, has a John Deere lawnmower. It's not brand new, but it's fairly new. Came here to have a look so as we could see the difference between an old lawnmower and something reasonably new.
How you doing? I'm Aaron Small, course manager at Belvoir Park Golf Club. Robbie's asked me to tell you a few things about the latest John Deere hand mower, and we have 220 E-Cut Hybrid. So this mower would cut the greens. This will go anything from 2.5 mil to around 5mm wheel cut at in the winter. Totally different than a normal greens mower, more features and less abrasive on the green and the aprons where you turn. It has 2 motors on it, so that is eliminating any oils. So this is one of the electric drives that drive the unit. Now this is a bit different. You've got 2 types of hand mowers. You've got a fixed head and a floating head. The difference with that is this is a floating head. So this, if you have undulating greens, this will pick up any undulations and get you a good cut. Whereas a fixed head is just static and it's closer to the machine. So this will ride the ground far better. So this is why we have some undulating greens at Belvoir, and this is why we have them. A lot of people wouldn't understand the price of these things. This here mower is in around £15,000. You have to keep them in good condition, keep them maintained, serviced, sharpened, and you can get the money's worth out of them then.